Thank you for listening today on Revealing Wholeness, sponsored by Infinity Whole Health. Check out our website at infinityWholeHealth.com, where we are revealing the eternal in each individual, the infinite in the individual. The creativity is made manifest. Limitation is let go. Now, here's your host, Dr. Troy-Muson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy-Muson. Energy drinks. I mean, who hasn't had one? Well, I must admit I've had a sip of one because there's some organic ones out there and my daughter bought one. I'm like, okay, how bad could it be? And I'm thinking, this is not that tasty. And I looked at her like, you like this? I just dumbfounded. But there's a lot of people now, a lot of parents, a lot of pediatricians that are really calling for bans on energy drinks, or at least something like a warning on a pack of cigarettes, something like that. And so there's a couple brands out there, and they named them here in the article, so I'm okay to probably tell you what they are. But Prime Energy has 200 milligrams of caffeine and 350 milliliter can. And those particular levels are actually banned in Canada, Austria, and New Zealand. Anheuser-Busch's product, Rival, or I guess Rival is their subsidiary, and they make Ghost Energy. That has 200. So does Kim-Aid from one of the Kardashians, has 200 milligrams of caffeine. And the competitor, Monster Energy, only has 150. So that'll at least give you some ideas of how much caffeine is in these things. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Vivarin, the pill of caffeine, it was either 100 or it was 150 milligrams. I don't think it was 200, but it might have been that high when I was younger. And you could get those over the counter. And one of the things that I'm going to tell you to not do is do not do what I did and what many of us did, because we knew that if you took Benadryl, literally how Benadryl works for allergies is your allergies, if your body is kind of a mess and you eat something, and because your body is so inflamed that what you eat raises the inflammatory response even more, your body will produce histamines, which basically turn everything to sludge because the allergen is seen as something dangerous. And if it can slow the spread of it by thickening everything with histamines, our white blood cells can kind of get to the area and try to help if it's something really bad. And people like, I have allergies all the time. I know it's not anything dangerous, but I don't like it, so I'm going to take a Benadryl. And when they take something like this, it literally tells the cells, hey, you take back all your crap. You don't shove this out into the areas around all of us. You take it back. And so what Benadryl is literally doing is, it's kind of like, let's say you went outside and put your garbage in the garbage can and put it to the curb. And the garbage man came along, took out the bags out of your garbage can, walked up to your front door, opened it, and threw it back in your house, and just broke and spread everywhere. That's what Benadryl does. So how many of you want to keep taking Benadryl? Probably not many of you, or any allergy medication that you take, because they're going to work similar ways. When ultimately the problem is that you have a liver that's dysfunctional and it's not functioning at least very well, and so all the stuff is staying in your blood, and you feel miserable, and your sinuses are full, and everything's a wreck, and you're eating foods that you're continuously allergic to, and your body's not happy. So that's another talk for another time, but at least that'll give you some insight on what's happening in your body. So we would have a Vivarin and a Benadryl right next to each other, and we'd wake up with 1 hour of sleep because we had 2 finals each day for 4 days, and it was brutal. And you'd be studying like a madman all through the night, and you're just like, I need an hour of sleep, but if I get an hour of sleep, I'm going to be done. And so your alarm would go off, you'd take both of them with a big glass of water, you'd hit the snooze, and in 9 minutes, you were levitating, my friend. And it probably wasn't good for our heart or our bodies, and I absolutely do not recommend it. But for those of you that are already taking allergy medication, if you have a energy drink, you're going to find it doing similar things. It's going to take not only the crap that you're experiencing with allergies, but everything else in your bloodstream, like that caffeine, it's going to shove it in the cells and it's going to just rile it. So I recommend not mixing drugs. These are not okay things to do. Before I really understood what I was doing to my body, I did it a couple times just to try to get through. But now I would never do that. I mean, that's insanity. So with all these kids that are eating caffeine, caffeine is really tough on a growing body, just like any kind of drug would be. Even alcohol is really tough on a growing body. And I agree that some people think, hey, if we can vote at 18, we should be able to drink at 18. If we can die for our country at 18, we should be able to drink at 18. Yes, but as men, you're still growing even into 19, 20, and 21 years of age. You really don't want to do that to yourself. Now, most of you, if you underage drink, you're going to do it whether I say to or not. But some of you might think, you know what, maybe I do want to protect my body just a little bit. Maybe I'm an athlete and I think I probably ought to do something a little bit better for myself. Then you're going to want to cut out energy drinks too. And again, some of these energy drinks, hey, we put B vitamins in here for you. Well, yeah, B vitamins should have been what we were doing in a natural state, in a natural form from the get-go for energy. We shouldn't have been doing caffeine. So when I have a client that's got a lot of fatigue and I do natural B vitamins with them, not synthetic garbage that's in most shelves of most grocery stores when it says complex B vitamins, that's not okay either. That's just another form of a safe, quote unquote, safe drug. But most people that take B vitamins after a while that are synthetic don't like taking them anymore because they don't feel good. And it really turns their urine nice, bright, pretty colors. And so if that's happening to you, please don't take those things either. But I found it interesting that they were going after, all of this. And there was a pediatrician that stated, I don't think there's any safe amount of caffeine for a child. And I'd have to agree with them. What dose is caffeine safe for a child? I'm pretty sure there's not one. And so if you're a 12-year-old and you're drinking an energy drink, I recommend very strongly, I don't know that I can recommend strongly enough that you do not do that. My gosh, you're 12. You should have energy. You should be at the prime of your life. You should feel great. If it's a flavor you want, then go do something else. But I can tell you that they're going to have problems passing laws to make energy drinks. You can't buy them until you're 18 or 21 or whatever. Because if that happens, then we're going to have to ban Coke because 6 Cokes equals 150, 200 milligrams of caffeine. So what's not going to stop a kid from buying a 6-pack and drinking all of them so that they get the caffeine? Nothing. So this is a hard place to be. And if you're young hearing this, you're like, that would suck. Well, when you become a parent and you actually care about your children and you wish that they wouldn't do this stuff, you'll understand why parents are going to try to force them to regulate these things because these companies are advertising specifically to you, even though they say they're not. I'm just telling it like it is. They don't care about you. They only care about money. Give me your money. I don't care if I make you sick and in the long run cause adrenal fatigue and digestive problems and brain problems and depression and anxiety because I'm depleting all these nutrient levels in your body to process the crap in this drink. I don't care. I just want your money. And if you die in the process, so be it. That's what they think. So before you kind of get all warm and fuzzy about these energy drink companies and that you like them and it's okay, I want you to take a good, long, hard look at that system just to make sure you know what you're doing. So I think that's my take. I'm going to stand on it for energy drinks at this point. I don't recommend them. I don't think you should do them. I think there's better ways to get energy. I think as you eat better, feel better, think better, enjoy your friends better, live life to the full, that's what it was meant to do. But those of you that are in this whole experiment called energy drinks right now, we're going to be watching you in the future and wondering, how do we fix your bodies because they've been ravaged for so many years? But hey, it is the way it is. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy-Muson.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach Dr. Muson at 360-893-8586 or email him at chiroman@dr.com. That's chiroman@dr.com. Check out our current workshop schedule on Facebook at Infinity Whole Health.
The information on Dr. Troy-Muson's podcast is meant to educate the listener and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.